We should be popping up right over there. There we go. We're good. We're in. Everybody's in.
So just roll for a little bit. Christmas Eve special.
There we go.
Alright. We gotta let that play just a little bit, just a couple.
A little bit longer.
A little bit longer. In fact, actually, while I'm talking to you,
Yes.
we're gonna let this roll. So, real quick, just so we always give credit to the artist who gives us this music for free, Ben Sound.
Ben
Go check it
Sound.
out.
Ben Sound.
What do they call that type of music, Kevin?
Royalty-free music.
Royalty-free music, Ben Sound. Thank you, sir, for putting that on there.
Yes, thank you very much, Ben. And we're actually going to buy one of your music because I know you can buy some of your songs too. It's the Ace here. Merry Christmas. I'm in my Santa suit. This is the Christmas Eve special. I'm probably going to only wear this for, Nico, I don't know, maybe about 5 minutes because I just put it on and I'm already sweating. Like, Fat Boy's got issues here, but Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Eve,
from the
Nico.
JAK Show.
Yeah.
Where we don't know Jack,
We do not know Jack.
but we do know how to entertain ourselves and you, hopefully. We certainly wish that you would subscribe if you enjoyed any of the episodes this year. We've done, what, 11? 12?
I think we're on episode 11, and we just hit over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you, everybody. We appreciate the support. Merry Christmas again. Happy New Year's coming. It's Christmas Eve. I know we got a lot of cool topics. We don't really have a script or a guest for today, but we're just going to talk about different things that have to do with the holidays and our plans. So, Nico, how are you doing today? Merry Christmas Eve to you.
Man, thank you, Kevin. Just real quick, as always, you know me as the Joker. This is the Ace. Yes, man, I'm having a good week. Obviously, last week we were coming out celebrating my 44th birthday.
44.
And then we're preparing for festivities beginning tonight. Actually, in the middle of the day today. Both Kevin and I have places to go, and so this is we actually had several topics that we were thinking about, but we're going to do a New Year's Eve special too. So we're going to save some of it for next week.
Correct.
But yeah, man.
So this Christmas Eve, obviously one of my favorite days of the year. After the show, we're going to the Nutcracker Ballet, which should be fun and exciting. I've never been to it. I had a bunch of friends that went this year. Said it was a really good show. Got really great seats. After that, we would normally go to dinner and then church. I think I spoke about that on the Family Traditions show last week. We're not going to do that this year. My dad, he just got out of a surgery and he's recovering, so we just thought the best thing to do is just kind of hang out at the house, you know.
Yeah.
And I know we don't like to talk about COVID, but there's a lot of people.
There's
a lot of people getting it, and I know some of my friends, family members that are vaccinated that got it, and we're not really sure how it works. But man, I hope anyone that's dealing with it, you know, keep strong. We pray for family members that have it, and hopefully this thing will come to some sort of resolution. Nico, I know we don't really talk about it. Do you have any quick things to chime in about?
Actually, just before we started the show, my dad texted me that my other brother, Frank, you knew I had a brother named Frank who's 2 years younger than me, but I also have a brother named Frank who's named after my dad, Frank, who's named after his dad, Frank, and he's 16 years younger.
Is this the guy that was in the Foreign Legion?
No.
from the joke y'all burned me on Lionheart?
No. But anyways, my dad sends me a text that says that my littler brother, Frank, has this Omicron variant right now. He's got like 102 temperature. His mom says it's throwing up. But man, the sucky thing is like he traveled from Dallas, where he lives by himself, down to Galveston to stay with his mom and his grandma and his aunt. And, all his cousins and everything come over. And so, I hope that they don't get it. But I know that most, if not all of them, are vaccinated. It's not really, it doesn't look like, I actually know of a family that got this Omicron variant. Now, they say the symptoms were like a cold, and they only lasted for a few days. But they were all not only vaccinated, had the boosters, and when they go to like the grocery store and stuff, they wear masks. And I still got it. So, that's all I'm going to say about that.
And we've had one of our good friends that got it, and his mom got it. And I don't know if the vaccination helps, but she's old. All of our parents are older, and I think we said in a text feed, if you are older, at least contemplate it. And I don't have a problem saying I took the vaccine, so I support it. If you don't, I think that's your decision. But hopefully, I did see on the news that they are going to have an antiviral medication that's coming out. So there'll be a lot of people that will be willing to take that. That's it's kind of going to be like a Z-Pack type of thing is what they're comparing it to. And it's got pre-FDA approval. So
I'm curious to see how that works with the vaccination cards. Like if you get a Z-Pack, will they just give you the card, or do they got to watch you take it? I mean, how does that work,
I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I think a lot of that's kind of a moving target or like an ongoing process. I do know in California that now you can go on a website, register, and find your health documentation that you took the vaccine, and they actually have an app with a QR code that they scan when you go into anywhere, McDonald's, anything. So that's actually becoming a digital process. And I don't know, you see people with the fake cards selling online on the news getting caught for that. But
I've had that type of technology already for diarrhea.
You got the diarrhea app?
Diarrhea app.
Okay. Does it notify you?
Scan it and tell people that you've had diarrhea.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a Z-Pack for diarrhea.
Yeah, that's good. I just spit out my coffee all over myself, so I'm rocking this good Santa beard, and I'm just gonna say ho ho ho.
That is a great beard, man.
Thank you. I'm gonna take this thing off because I am getting hot. So
that's bullshit.
Yeah, I tried.
I don't normally cuss, but man, that's bullshit.
I tried. Yeah. We're gonna get this off.
Hey, just wrapping up events from this last weekend. We had Bo on. Right, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
And supporting their comedy night event. Great. I don't know if we can see this yet. So we went, and man, I don't know why we're showing this picture where I look like a freaking weirdo.
Yeah, well, the only reason that we are showing this picture right here
is because of this guy over
is I like to point out this gentleman right here, this guy. He is Korean. I'm saying that because he told us. He told us a lot of things. And Nico, you've done some comedy. You've been to a lot of comedy shows. What was up with this dude, man?
This guy was... I'm not going to put him in the category of a heckler because he was supporting the comics. But the comics started interacting with him to the point where he became a large piece of most of their sets.
Yes.
And he said some things that were so off script, so off color, and so ridiculous that, like, we were floored. Like, we were laughing.
Man, I was laughing my ass off. This guy was throwing out, and everyone saw Bo on here, so Bo obviously had some pretty edgy jokes.
Yeah.
This guy was edgier than Bo, and even made Bo stop, stutter, and laugh. Like, he kind of took over for a little bit, and they all hung out with him. I don't know if he'll have a career. What do you think, Nico? He was
I don't know. I didn't talk to him. So
I talked to him. He was just there.
So he's not like somebody who's looking to try to start doing comedy?
No, he was not. And I spoke to him, and I also saw him speaking to the people.
He looks funny as shit, to be honest with you. Like, I would laugh at this guy.
Yeah, I would watch him, and I thought it was so great that if I was a comedian, I would pay him to come to my shows because it enhanced the show so much, man. He was really, really funny.
I know Bo wasn't the closer.
He was the opener.
He was the opener. I think I'm partial to Bo just because he has a relationship with us, and I think we both think he's funny.
Yeah.
But if I had to just remove myself from being friends with Bo, man, this guy from Nigeria was really funny.
That was your favorite?
I think so.
I'm going to zoom back in on here so we can see him. This guy was really,
and we've seen some of Bo's material, so some of it was not a surprise to us, right?
Yeah, Bo's material was some of the stuff we saw on stage. My favorite was the girl, the lady. Okay. And we've actually reached out to her, and I'm going to put her information on, and I will make an official announcement once we talk some more if she's going to be able to make it on. But she had me rolling, and she was. I love girl comics, and I know throughout the years they haven't had a lot of respect in the comedy industry, and they haven't got as much play. But girl comedy is kind of taking over. There's so many really, really great comics out there that are female that are finally getting the respect that they deserve.
I feel like we have to subjugate women because they're taking over at most things. I'm just joking. I'm a big women's advocate. I'm a big woman.
Me too, man. Like, and I've said this multiple times. There's always a better woman behind a good man, and man, I'm hoping we can get a girl president, man. But not that one bitch. Like, so I don't care. Whatever. We had two people that we had to choose from, and not the last election, but the other one. Yeah. And I supported a woman, and I also supported a businessman. But what the fuck? We chose the two worst possible people to break that barrier.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that we would get a woman president before we get a Hispanic president?
I think that Kamala Harris will run for office next time. And I think she might have.
So you think Biden's going to bow out of the next election?
I think that he's going to be forced to bow out and she's going to take over. And I also think that she's making a lot of decisions. I mean, I don't follow her much. My sister's really into her, so she knows a lot about her. And supposedly she's a really good politician if you're a Democrat. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think a woman will be before his Mexican or Hispanic.
I think it's just Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
You know that's a broad spectrum. I think the Spanish-speaking people, which are a large percentage of our U.S. population, especially down here in Texas, I think they want somebody they can identify with, right? I mean, hey, dude, again, not to get political, but it seems like most of the people down here in Texas are like trying to vote for this guy, Beto O'Rourke, because he just goes by Beto, and he's not even Hispanic.
So what does Beto mean in
I don't remember, man, but for whatever reason, like Hispanic people, when he just goes by Beto, are using him as like a Hispanic politician, and he's not. He's just freaking Caucasian. So that's, again, I'm not going to get political. That's all I have to say about that. You know?
Well, we're already going political, so we might just keep it going. Beto, it says two things. One means feminine and one means masculine. I don't know.
Well, they're just talking about feminine, masculine.
It's a surname, so Mr. or Mrs. is what it could be used for. But I don't really know anything about that guy.
That actually seems pretty pretentious then. I don't know if Beto's like his original real name.
We'll find out.
Name, but if you're going by Mr. O'Rourke, no, sir.
Well, my thing is that I was on board with Matthew McConaughey. All right. That's who I wanted. Supposedly he was going to run. I think he backed out because it was going to sway the election. Here you go. You want to say something about my boy Matt? Watch your mouth.
No. I like Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if we're talking about entertainers turning politicians, which we've had one, right, with Ronald Reagan.
What about Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, but I'm talking about at the executive level, right, the President of the United States.
Okay.
Then, man, I know he made jokes about it. I know he made a TV show where he was running for it. But Dwayne Johnson's actually a pretty good candidate, man. I think a lot of people would vote for him, regardless of politics. Yeah,
The Rock.
Just because he's so.
I had to clarify this under kind of my breath because I was hoping I was talking about the same one. But The Rock is really actively saying he's going to run for president.
On his TV show, which is about him growing up, they do it from a position where they're interviewing him as an adult, going back in time to when he was a young person. But the reason they're interviewing him on this TV show that lasted like 10 episodes was because he's running for president of the United States. And so a lot of people have speculated, man, is this really something that he wants to do?
And he's writing a show about it.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, he probably, I don't know, most people probably would like to run for president of the United States if they felt like I could actually achieve that, right?
Make a difference.
Yeah, sure.
To me, it sounds like the worst job in the world.
Oh, yeah.
It really does. These guys come out, they serve 4 years, they come out looking like they've been there for 40.
Yeah.
It does not seem like a great job.
High stress. But man, how cool would it be if The Rock was like to use like, you know, like in the middle of a debate, he was just to go, it doesn't matter.
Oh, let me go back. Hold on. Say it again. I thought you were gonna do the look. The look.
Oh yeah, where he cocks the eyebrow. Yeah. You know, and it's like, he's like, it doesn't matter what you think.
Rock, man, you got my support, man. I will vote for you in a heartbeat, man. And I don't know. I hope he does win. I'm gonna say two other things about politics, and then if Nico, if you want to keep talking about it, we can, or we can go on to the Christmas stuff. But one of the things I saw is, I didn't actually see this, my mother told me. So Trump had a rally not too long ago. And if we remember correctly, Trump headed the vaccine warp speed or whatever you want to call it.
Correct.
And he got the vaccine, and it was kind of came out like 5 days after the election. So that was kind of questionable in my opinion too. Like if he would have got it before, would that have changed some people's mind? Then obviously the controversy at the Capitol and all that probably didn't help his chances. I didn't vote this year, and I won't. But at the rally, he talked about getting his booster, and he got booed by all the people there. And he was saying, "Don't boo me. Go get your booster." So I don't know if people really ever wanted to follow Trump, or they wanted to follow the idea of Trump, is what I'm thinking. And I also want to say that I watched Biden's speech. I think it was 2 days ago. He did a big press conference about COVID and the holidays. And a lot of the people, in my opinion, and I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of people, I think, don't want to take the vaccine because they don't feel they should have to. It's part of their American right not to. And I respect that. But Biden went on stage and said, if you don't take the vaccine, then you're not a patriot. And don't quote me on exactly what he said, but that was the gist. And he's challenging these people whose their ideas that they don't feel like they should be forced to because they are patriots. And what justice does it do to challenge someone's patriotism over the vaccine who are not taking the vaccine because they're patriots? He said he was going to unite the America.
And that's not uniting.
I don't think he's uniting. I think he's throwing fuel on the fire. And maybe the best idea is not tell people what to do, but tell them about the benefits. So
yeah, I think that's always the best way to go at things. And so, like for instance, even with me with social media, I jumped on there when the shutdown happened last year. I'd never been on social media before, and I saw a lot of animosity amongst my friends, bickering with one another, or positions politically or due to COVID on both sides. And everybody's so extreme, and they're saying things that you shouldn't say, and very hateful. And I just, I was like, I'm going to bring humor and levity to the social media platform. Honestly, when I differ in opinion, I'm not even going to voice that to you, because so many things not only require a close relationship, but make way better conversation than they do internet messaging.
Yeah, I believe that 100% is that I have never made a comment on political or COVID, and I choose not to because I think social media should be used as a tool to spread joy and be with your family, and not to cause conflict. Yeah, that's all I post. Pictures of my dogs, vacations, and funny stuff and accomplishments that we've had. And I think that's important. And I mean, people get on there and like tore up families, cussing at each other.
And for what, dude? I mean, like, it's so dumb, because if I have an argument with you and I berate you and belittle you, it's not like you're going to sit there and say,
maybe I should listen.
Yeah, you know what? That sounds accurate. I'm going to change my mind. No, you. What's the old saying? You get more flies with honey
than you do
vinegar or whatever the hell else. I don't know. It's something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say with Biden. I think that he should be educating and not challenging the people that don't take the vaccine. If he thinks everyone should have it, and that's his right to think that, And I also think it's other people's right not to think it. And now, as time's going on and we have these therapeutics, I really think that they should just understand that we're going to have to deal with this, and some people will take the vaccine and some people won't.
I honestly, how many people, Kevin, do we know who will hold their position and dig their heels in if they feel like you're belittling them or berating them, instead of if you come at them with love and compassion and say, man, I really want you to do this. I actually am really concerned about you, That speaks much louder than if you don't do this, you're this. You know, I mean, nobody wants to hear that. That's going to cause people to go.
Yeah, immediately when you challenge people, stuff like that, people put up their defenses, and it's really hard to take that kind of criticism and not do that. You know, it's kind of human nature to protect yourself, I think. But, I'm gonna wrap it up on the COVID. We talked about it a lot.
Wrap it up.
We do need the wrap it up thing, but we got some. Speaking of wrapping, not RAPPING, but with the W. I have some gifts for the show today.
Too bad. I'd like for you to RAPPING.
Yeah, I might bust a flow here in a little Christmas flow. But one of my wrapping jobs is so great.
This one.
This is the one.
Looks like something I would have wrapped.
Yeah, you want to hold that up? That's my retro.
But it says from Shauna.
That is from Shauna, but I wrapped it.
Where are we at here?
We're right there. So
Kevin wrapped this gift from Shauna. It says to the JAK show from Shauna, Kevin's wife. If y'all haven't already caught that.
Yeah, thank you, Shauna. And I did wrap it. We kind of ran out of wrapping papers. I do know what it is. Nico, I'd like you to open it. It's just kind of some funny gifts. This is from one from the show. I'll open that one.
Yeah, open this one. Open this one.
Let me open it.
Hey, real quick, can I give a shout out to?
Yeah. Give a shout out. So this is kind of funny. Rusty from Uncle Beans.
Uncle Beans. Remember we did the show with her.
Yeah, she came and let me see. So she actually sent some coffee. And thank you so much, Rusty. This is the house blend that we brought and drank. Rusty. But she sent it to the show, and I just took it home and didn't tell Nico. And Nico got a message, and he's like, "Well, Rusty sent some coffee." And I was like, "Oh yeah, shit, I forgot to tell you." And so I'm bringing it back, and I'm offering.
Yeah, Rusty says, "Merry Christmas! I sent you guys some coffee to the show." I was like, "Kevin, Rusty says she sent some coffee."
I'm sorry, Rusty, and I'm sorry for not even sending a response. I'm really bad at.
Dang, you didn't even send a response either.
No, but I'm gonna rep it on TV or on live on TV. Uncle Beans in the Heights, new location coming in Cypress soon. So Rusty, thank you, and thank you for coming on the show, man. Your show was awesome. Let me get to.
We'll have her back on.
Yeah, you want to? I got a present for you too, but
I don't know why you did that, man.
Yeah, I did. It's me. I buy presents. I have the what do they call it? Your love language. My love language is gifting.
All right. My love language is just being loyal to you, and honestly, I typically would make fun of guys who give me gifts because.
Why is that?
I was trying to think about that this morning. I was like, is it because I'm a miser and a Scrooge?
I think that's it.
But I'm not like that with my children, you know?
You're so cheap that you justify your loyalty as your gift.
I honestly think that might be part of it, but I'm not like that with my children, you know? However, I will question your manhood and your if you buy me gifts, you know.
Okay, well you're gonna love mine because it's super.
Dude, that thing is awesome. Voice changer.
This is the voice changer. This is for the show, so we can.
Wow.
You know me, I'm the forward.
That thing is awesome.
So I don't know if it.
Probably takes batteries, I would think.
Yeah, it does take batteries, and I came unprepared with it. But this is our new.
Oh man, we're definitely gonna use that next week.
We're gonna ring it in with the new year. So there's that.
Absolutely. Probably works something like this. A, B, C, D.
Alright, so that was fun. Nico, I gave you a package.
Alright, man. Let me open this thing. To Nico from Kevin.
You see these boxes flying around.
Oh, man. Look at this.
So this is pretty cool. I'm going to zoom in so you can see.
The Joker. Sounds like it does something. Does this thing need battery too?
I think it needs batteries too. So here, let me see. Okay. So this is the Joker here.
Wow.
It's a little miniature.
We're going to keep that on the set, Kevin.
Yeah, we are going to keep that on the set. So my gifts, even though they are for you, are
dual purpose.
Are pretty selfish because I like props on the set. Yeah. And you can see we got a whole bunch of stuff over here. And I always wonder because I do own a pretty sizable office furniture company, and we meet in this room. The studio is also at in the same location as our store, and I often wonder what people think when they come in and look at the stuff at my
They're
altar.
Probably thinking that this is a disorganized mess.
Yeah, screw that. Yeah, it is actually disorganized, and my wife always tells me that. But I kind of like clutter and chaos at the same time. And, I'm sorry if that bothers you, but
no, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, coming out of my birthday, I just sent a post on Facebook to everybody that said, hey, when you're scrolling through and you see that it's somebody's birthday and you don't say anything, screw you. All right? Like,
well, shit, I purposely never say happy birthday to people on Facebook.
I do.
So screw me?
Every single day, I go to the search button on Facebook in the morning, and I see whose birthday it is, and I send them a private message with a different cat saying happy birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I do this every single day because what people need is more love and joy in their life and not a bunch of haters who go, oh, you know what, pass on by.
I'm a hater, and then when you send me happy birthday, I tell you, you missed it. It was last year. Yeah, so I usually, if I actually care about you, I send you a message. I send you a message off, like you usually would have your cell phone number. So, but I guess screw me, man. Sorry about your luck. You know, I didn't send you one on Facebook.
Yeah. So look, there's my love language is freaking telling people, you know, hey, cheer you up, man. Happy birthday today. You know.
Sounds pretty weak.
Whatever. Yeah.
Weak love, man. You need to start buying people presents, man.
Oh,
Money buys love.
Money buys love. So I know you said did you have another Christmas list that you wanted to go through today?
I don't really know what I got. So,
talking about, man, you said that.
I saved.
Here's what I want to do real quick. I want to tell people about my 3 Christmas wish list gifts. Okay? Here they go in order from 3 to 1. Okay. Everybody knows when I'm talking 3 to 1. I mean, 3 is the worst of these. 1 is the best. But they're all still your top 3, right? So, top 3 Christmas wish list for this year. A pool trunk.
A pool
trunk. For years, like 4 or 5 years now, I've had a pool. And all the water toys and the floats and the pool cleaning equipment is disorganized. And I just need a trunk to put it in. And I just haven't felt like wanting to go out and buy that myself. So it hasn't happened.
What is this again?
A pool trunk. You know, to put all the stuff in to organize it. You know, like cleaning supplies, toys that go in the pool, floats. You know, so I just looking for a pool trunk.
Never heard it used. It's called a trunk.
Okay. Number 2, I would like my coffee to stay hot forever without having to microwave it.
So you're warm.
I don't want a Contigo use. I want a mug. Almost like the one from Larry David in the last season where he created a mug that keeps your coffee warm the entire time that it's in there.
Wait, so how does this work? Is this the mug itself keeps
the
warm?
mug itself?
Or does it have
on his? And I don't know that this technology exists. His had kind of like an Eddie plate that was attached to it that warmed it up from the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, so I need my coffee to stay hot all the time and not have to microwave it in the mornings multiple times. Number 1, and this was reinforced this morning, I need a lifetime supply of 1 wipers.
1 wipers.
Do you know what this is, 1 wipers? I would say no wipers, but that just seems weird to get off the commode and not at least do a 1 wipe. So 1 wiper is this. When you have a bowel movement and it's so clean, you know, it empties your stomach out.
Oh, wait.
And it honestly does not need to be wiped because when you go back there with paper or a wipe, there's no residue. There's no poop residue.
So there's a name for that we use, and I love it too. And I never use the no wiper. I call it the clean cutter.
The clean cutter.
Where it just cuts off.
Santa baby, bring me a clean cutter.
So all the other 3 and 2 I thought were like first world like crappy gifts that you're spoiled on.
That's weird.
Yeah, well that's just what I think. Your number 1 is probably the most important thing, and that brings more joy to my life when I go. You have to have a 1 wiper to check. You never know if it's
it just seems weird to say no wiper, right? Like I can't say no wiper because you gotta go back there. It just feels weird to get out the commode.
Yeah, but when you get a good wipe and there's nothing on it,
you're like, yeah, awesome.
Today is going to be a good day.
Yeah, it really does set the mood for the day. And to be quite honest with you, I like the one wipers because typically they're the variety where the poop is very solid and just like kind of submarines into the bottom of the hole in the toilet, and it just feels like it cleans you out. Like, so you get up and you're like, God dang, man, I weigh like 5 pounds less.
So I'm going to say the trifecta: hot cup of coffee,
yes,
clean cutter, one wipe clean, and then when you look down in the toilet bowl, it's already gone.
It's disappeared.
Dude, your week's good. You got a good week coming ahead of you, man. You're blessed.
They got a name for the one that disappears down the hole too. I don't remember what it is.
The torpedo or
I don't know.
Submarine?
Yeah, something like that. So.
Oh, I also have to say one other thing that just brought me up. So my wife watches the show and she critiques the shit out of it. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra was started in 1980, not 80 years old. And she goes, you need to go in there and comment on that to correct that.
Yeah, well, of course.
Well, you know what? If you... Estala aces are notorious for exaggerating, and if that ruined the show, whatever.
Listen. Kevin and I have been friends for 75 years. Okay?
All right, well, I will say this. I am known for exaggerating, but I was taught that by my dad. We are not factual tellers, we're storytellers. So.
All right, this isn't due to fact. Like, I don't need to retell this story, but because the facts are wrong. I need to say this because we did a flashback Friday one time of me jumping off that bridge that everybody jumped off of. The real reason I had wanted to bring that up, I totally forgot, was I wanted to point out the absurdity that Kevin said one time to me while we were going to Galveston. I bet I can jump off this causeway. And the causeway is this huge, a bridge, a freeway that goes, it seems like a mile up. I know it's not, but it goes so high up that you could fit tons of those ocean liners underneath it. Okay? And I said at the time to Kevin, I was like, you would die. And he was like, nah, I don't think so.
So I'm glad that you reminded me of this, because, I could do that, and now I might go try, I think I need to do it. Swan dive style. Just pushing in,
I knew then, and I know now for a fact, people kill themselves on that bridge.
Yeah, I do.
On purpose. Like, they just go there to jump off because they want to die. Yeah. And so, if I jumped off something that was more like a 3-story, and had severe, internal bruising and bleeding and coughing up blood, there's no way that you're going to hit a mile.
So there was a lot of things that I thought I could do when I was a kid that I failed at horribly, and we were talking about this the other day about me getting fighting and getting beat up, and me using the excuse of that I fell off my skateboard, and then my dad finally telling me, he goes, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you should probably quit skateboarding. I never skated, I just got beat up a lot, but anyway, so what else we got, man?
I got a bunch of things we could talk about, but I can save them. So, man, did you have something on as far as a Christmas list that you wanted to go on?
I put a list together, but it had to do with New Year, so I'm just going to let you.
Oh, let's save that. So I just keep a list of on my phone, either subjects that I want to talk about, things I think are funny, things for posts that I make, which are either a Flashback Friday or they're a deep thought where I copy the SNL style deep thoughts by Jack Handy, but I use things that I'm thinking about. So I've got a list of those things, man, and I don't know if you want to go through these, but
let's hear them.
Yeah. So okay, here's my first one. This is just a thought process. I haven't molded it into whether it's a deep thought or something I want to post on social media. But it came to my mind that I had written this down before because I watched The Matrix 4 yesterday.
Part 4.
It's if you go to HBO, you can watch it right now. It'll be there for a couple days more.
On Max.
On HBO Max app.
I have it, so we'll watch it.
Because it's also in the movie theater right now.
Yeah, when I saw Matrix 1, I walked out of the movie theater checking people out. Man, that movie was pretty intense.
I like Keanu Reeves.
Me too.
I've always liked Keanu Reeves.
He's kind of sold out like Nicolas Cage, though.
I don't think so. But here's the thing. I think Keanu Reeves is a damn good action star. Not just the Matrix trilogies that came out, but Speed. All right, Speed 1. That was a great Point Break.
Speed. I thought you were talking about like how fast he was.
No.
But Speed, the movie with the
dude. Yeah. Point Break, Speed, the Matrix trilogies. The guy's a bona fide, solidified action star, in my opinion. That was way before we got John Wick. Okay?
Yeah.
John Wick should secure that in your minds. The problem I have is that people hate on Keanu Reeves so much. Like, every time I tell people that I like Keanu Reeves, the haters that don't like him will say, they'll copy the Bill and Ted voice, and they'll go, totally, dude, you know? And I'm like, bro. They're like, he's the same guy in every movie. Totally, dude. And I'm like, yeah, you know who else is the same guy in every movie? Ryan Reynolds, Jason Statham, Liam Neeson. They're all... Bruce Willis, they're all the exact same guy in every single movie.
I don't think you can judge Keanu Reeves' career off of Bill and Ted. He was young, and that's what made him a superstar and gave him the platform. So,
Mark Wahlberg, same guy, every single movie. So do not tell me that you don't like Keanu Reeves as an actor or an action star because he's the same guy in every movie and it's the Bill and Ted guy. Because that you probably like Ryan Reynolds movies, you know?
There's a couple people like that are I don't even think are actors. They just go up there and like they're just themselves. Yeah. That same character. One of my favorites that is like that is Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
Vince Vaughn. I think he just plays himself in every role that he has.
And he's hysterical.
Oh man, he's one of my favorite actors. Man, he is so funny.
So he's on the last 2 seasons of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know why Larry David picks certain people to play themselves, like their actual famous person on the show. But Vince Vaughn decided to play somebody who's not him on the show, and he's hysterical.
I don't know if I've watched that all the way through, but that's a good one. Good one to do. When we went out the other day, I was talking to you and your wife, and I was talking about how we always talk about movies, and I'm just going to claim this, and in 1 or 2 years when it comes out, there should be a way in your Netflix app to share the movie directly with your friends group. Because how many times we sit around and talk about movies when you're with people? Oh, what are you watching? What are you binging this time? And then you never remember what they're doing, you know. So if you could share that inside the app,
like an interface
through it. So
Netflix. I hope that you saying that doesn't get it put out there where you couldn't trademark this idea. I like this idea.
I don't know if it would be trademarked. Probably Netflix is a couple years ahead of what they're doing.
They may.
I think all that. Yeah, they should. If not, and if they do it, you know, throw me a free $9.99 a month.
But you were thinking also between all apps, right? Something that recognizes all the apps that somebody has.
Correct.
And so, like, if I'm sitting there watching Netflix, you're over there watching Hulu, you're over there watching HBO Max, you're watching Paramount, but we're all interconnected. Like, I could send a quick message, you know, and say, oh, man, if you guys haven't checked this out on such and such, y'all need to check it out. And because you have the app, you'll be able to go to it. You know?
Yeah,
I can add it to your wish list, probably.
It would be really simple to do, and it could be done outside of Netflix as well. But all you'd have to do is have a downloadable app in your smart TV, whether you use Apple, Roku, whatever they need. You have that in there, and then you can just go check it. You know, Nico suggested this from Netflix, whatever it may be. I think it'd be great because, I mean, that's a topic of conversation every time you see somebody that you haven't seen.
What are you guys streaming? What are y'all watching? Yeah, absolutely, man.
You're welcome, Netflix, or whoever comes up with this app. You're welcome, and yeah.
Okay, here's the next one. And there's no order or rhyme or reason to this, okay? I had this thought with cancel culture because we were talking about in my house, how the Cleveland Indians had to change their name, how the Washington Redskins had to change their name, and I thought to myself, I don't disagree with some of those thoughts on changing those names if, you know, certain people groups want to change them. I am disappointed that my children will never know what it is to sit Indian style.
So yeah, it's actually called, and you probably know this because you have kids, but I was cracking up when the first time I heard it. They call it crisscross applesauce. I don't know if they do that at your school, but my nieces.
I haven't heard crisscross applesauce.
Do you know a new name? Or
I know. I'm thinking to myself, it's just very disappointing that my kids don't know what it is to sit Indian style.
Okay, so if there was going to be a replacement name, crisscross applesauce it takes it. Right or wrong?
I don't get the applesauce. Why are we saying that? Is it just because it rhymes?
What the hell does Indian style mean? The Indians didn't really sit like that, did they? They should have called it yoga or Buddha style. I mean, that was more of an appropriate name. I don't never see a Native American, depicted sitting that way, do you? What do you know about Indian style anyway?
I don't.
So, well, crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce.
You're welcome again. Teach your kids that.
All right. Next one. When you're at a football or baseball game and the wave is happening.
Oh, the wave.
If you are losing the game and you participate in the wave, you, in my mind, are not a true fan of that team or the sport. You're actually just a
pawn.
You're a participant in the wave. You're a spectator of the sport, really.
Yeah, so you should definitely just be removed. They should have security that removes the losing fan from doing the wave.
I think so.
I agree. So. Yeah.
Personally,
I think the wave is overrated, and don't force me to stand up and put my hands.
I don't. I sit down the whole time.
I sit down too, and I'm not the guy that when one person stands up, other people stand up. Like I'm not into that.
No, I don't like that at all.
Yeah. Well, my thing is that the Braves did they have to change their name?
You know what's crazy? They're the only team so far that hasn't changed their name.
I mean, I think it can be a point of pride. Some of the stuff
but some of the other people thought that about these other names. Yeah. So it might be a matter of time, or it might be just the ATL has so much money that and political power. I don't know if they're still owned by Ted Turner, but at one point he owned the team, and he obviously, whether it's entertainment industry or what, is tied in politically to all the right places.
So if the Braves do change their names, we'll just start calling them the assholes. The Atlanta assholes.
The Atlanta assholes.
And I'm still bitter.
The Atlanta cheating assholes.
Cheating assholes. Yeah. They sure did have a lot to say about us cheating.
When we're talking about large sporting events, large events in general, or places where many people still flock, right, like the malls, I think it should be mandatory that you follow the traffic rules of that land. You don't walk on the left side, you walk on the right side. And this way, when we see somebody doing something that's inappropriate, we could wail on them for being somebody who's outside of our country.
Man, so everything that you said today just seems like these first world problems, man. And I'm so sad that you're having to deal with this stuff. Because, I mean, I can see how that could just ruin your whole entire life having to, navigate with cross-traffic in the mall. Sorry you have to deal with that, Nico.
If I ever own a restaurant, I'm not going to serve the steaks with knives. I'm actually going to bring everybody... You know how they sometimes at a nice steak restaurant, they'll bring you a special knife, Yeah. I'm going to bring everybody a pair of scissors. Stainless steel scissors.
Hey, I'm all about the scissors. So I cut my meat up. I have a really nice pair of scissors.
I think honestly, that would be so novel that people would be like, man, have you been to the one steak restaurant where they serve scissors? I mean, it's tough as hell to cut our steak, but dude, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Scissor steaks.
Scissor steaks. Yeah.
I think that might be kind of close to Sizzler, so that might not work because Sizzler is.
I don't want to be associated with Sizzler.
Yeah, you don't want to. They're disgusting.
Here's something that masks are good for. I don't like wearing masks, but I have noticed that when I'm on a plane, even though I really detest wearing the mask on a plane in those tight quarters, and I'm claustrophobic a little bit when it comes to breathing because there's not enough AC.
Yeah.
If I fall asleep, people do not see me with my mouth open, and they don't see any drool coming out. This is one reason that the mask is okay. All right. A second reason, still on the plane issue, people can't see boogers in my nose.
So you're just on the plane of sloppy, just nasty, snoring, open mouth mess, and the mask is hiding this now. So before COVID, you were just horrible.
Yeah, like I do the head nod, you know, like where you, oh yeah, freaking drool, you know. I look around to make sure nobody saw it, you know.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. So one positive thing to take out of the pandemic: if you sit next to Nico, you won't have to see drooling boogers, man.
Yeah. Here we go. I always say on here, you know, when we have guests on, we do like a rapid fire. Like, are you more afraid of roaches or rats? You know,
get me with one.
Well, no. Here's a thought process that I've had on that. I'm freaked out by cockroaches. Okay.
Why?
This is going to tell you what I think.
Sorry for jumping at it.
I think at a certain size, I would become less freaked out by cockroaches. For instance, if a cockroach was not this big, but was rather this big, I think I'd be less, like, freaked out by it. I think I'd actually, like, now see it as more of a predatory animal, like a lion or a shark.
To stay
I still don't want to be, like, in the way that it's going to kill me. But, you know, like, I don't think I'm like, yeah.
So is the size, like, are you afraid it's going to go in, like, orcs of your body?
You know, it's so small, you know, that it, you know, like, it's creepy. It feels like it get all over you, you know? It's, I'm not worried about that with a shark or with a lion, you know?
Yeah, I'm not afraid of roaches, but my wife is, like, deathly afraid of them. I mean, she'll go and, like, hide from them, and it's just hilarious, and I always tease her, you know, oh, there's a roach, you know, just to joke with people, like, when there's not one. But the tree roaches, the ones that you're probably scared of, they're actually live outside in trees, and they're not bad. It's when you start getting with those little bitty ones.
German roaches.
Those are the food roaches. Those are the food roaches. That's when you know you have a problem.
But it's the flying cockroaches, the tree roaches that Kevin's talking about that freak me out. And I think that if they were, like, let's say the size of a dog or a cat, like, we could just use our open carry license to just shoot them in the street, right?
That seems really safe. So let me ask you this. The open carry law, I know it's new in Texas. It's been around in Colorado, so I've seen people carrying guns. It's not uncommon for me. I actually didn't see a lot of things change in Texas about people carrying the gun. I never really saw more open carry when that passed. I think a lot of people that had the guns were already carrying them. But you think that you could just start shooting at the cockroach? Because I don't know any other animal that's around that's appropriate for open carry or not, that just to shoot.
Well, no. I understand what you're saying.
Sounds dangerous.
But let's put ourselves, like, in Africa, okay? If I'm in Africa and I'm on a road, dirt road probably, and there's a lion pack closely approaching me, would I frown on somebody for shooting the lions? I think that's how it would be here if the cockroaches were a certain size.
I don't even know what to say with that, but that's great. You know, hopefully that will never happen. Evolution's real. They might get big. They might get big on us, man. And then we're definitely going to need those assault rifles that everyone's banning.
Why do we feel the need to give the species name to a can of tuna? Like, why do we call it tuna fish? We don't do that with, like, the canned chicken. We don't call it the chicken bird. Like, you know, like, can of corned beef, we don't call, like, you know, like cow bovine or something like that, right? Like, this is the only animal in a can that we do this with, you know? We call it by its genus and species name. Like, we're tuna fish. Why? Why is it not just canned tuna? Like, what? Why don't, like, I don't say,
I'm trying to think of
Mom, can you give me a can of chicken bird? You know?
I'm trying to sit over here and think if I can think of another one like that. But
like, man. Spam, right? Like Spam. Like, we don't go, you know, like, we don't say, like, oh, yeah, I really want some of that pig swine or whatever the heck their genus name is, right? You know?
That's a good one. I like that one. So, can of tuna, no longer saying tuna.
Yeah. And so from now on, when you hear tuna fish, you should think in your mind these words. Chicken bird. And see how dumb that sounds.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
Let's see here. Have you ever tried petting one of your dogs while it's taking a dump?
No, I have not, but I know that I am somewhat fascinated and it captivates my vision, and I cannot stop looking if I see a dog pooping. So when our dogs are outside, I just stare at the whole process. And I don't know if this happens to you or not, but I sit there and watch it, and I'm telling myself, why are you watching this? But I will sit there and watch any dog poop. I will stop my car if I see a dog pooping on the side of the road.
That is actually funny that you would stop your car. I definitely watch my dog every time it takes a dump, and I'm out there. And I don't know if your dog does this, but my dog will look back to see if I'm looking.
Yeah.
And at first I thought that was kind of like an embarrassment thing. But then I heard somebody say, like the dog whisperer person says that this is a sign that they see you as their protector, and they're in a vulnerable state, so they're looking back to make sure that you're there to protect them as the leader of their pack.
Wow, I know a lot about dogs, but I've never heard that. That's pretty cool. And you know, we talked about the no or one wiper, or I call it the clean cutter. Most dogs are pretty efficient at the clean cutter. However, I own French bulldogs, and they're rounded butts, so when they poop, I don't know, like most dogs' butthole's here and comes out that way. The dogs are like that. So
man, does it get stuck?
No, we have to wet wipe when they come in, and it's like a part of the raising and taking care of our dogs is we have wet wipes. And
that's the awfulest thing I've heard in about a week.
Yeah, so people pay a lot of money for these French bulldogs, and it's known that you will be wiping their butts. And a lot of bulldogs are like that, not just French bulldogs. So we're ass wiping a lot.
There's only been a few occasions where my dog has pinched the loaf and it hasn't all come off.
Yeah.
And she tries to go inside, and I go, nah, get your ass back over there. And she already knows. Like, I just point, and she goes back over there. And sometimes we'll do the same thing you've seen them do, like when they're expressing their anal glands in your house and they're like dragging their ass on the ground.
Yeah. She'll
do that in the grass sometimes, you know? Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, I'm glad she does it. I don't want her coming in with a freaking poop log hanging off, you know? Yeah.
So it's notorious for people coming over to my house, and we call it getting skidded. And your brother's been at my house, and he's got skidded by Napoleon, where he jumps on your lap and sits in there, and he does not have the clean butthole. And my dogs have ruined a lot of people's pants, and I don't know if they couldn't be washed, but I just think that they probably just got rid of them because it's pretty gross.
That is.
So come on over. Come on over.
That's honestly pretty gross, man. I did see a funny meme on Facebook. It was a picture of a dog. Okay, now picture in your mind like a Great Dane. Okay. And it's wearing these old-timey, like, 1930s or 40s spectacles that make it look like a rich dog. It's got a top hat.
Yeah.
And it's got one of those little sticks that holds a long cigarette out here. And then it's got like a chain, you know. Anyways, it looks like something from like the 1930s or 1940s. Yeah,
the monocle.
But it looks like a rich person, right? And so the dog is saying in this meme, Jeeves, like if it's talking to its servant, Jeeves, bringeth the Persian rug, I wisheth to drag my anus across of it.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Man, that had me going.
That's a good one.
All right, we're almost at the end of my list here.
Okay, so that's good. You know, we're right on time. It's 10:52, so we do a couple more funny ones. Get me laughing some more. I have spit out my coffee 2 times in my cup already. So, and my whole beard.
Merry Christmas.
My whole beard smells like coffee. I got a little wax in my stuff today too because
you waxed that beard.
I'm gonna go. So you guys are gonna see the process of me become a man, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna let it go this year.
Nice.
I've never accomplished a full year, and it's always times out when it's the biggest in summer. And being in Texas, dude, like it's like having a wool scarf wrapped around your face.
Freaking, I don't.
So I've never made it past a year, but my New Year's resolution is to make it a whole summer and see where I'm at.
By the way, it's 80 degrees today and tomorrow. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Merry Christmas.
So all you subscribers that are not in Houston and not in Texas, It is 80, but the feel like temperature tomorrow is like 87, 88 degrees. So
it's
we're going to be
horrendous.
sweating.
It's very horrible.
But a week ago, it was in the 30s or 40s. The weather here is just it's crazy.
It's
yeah,
very terrible. I can't imagine Christmas like this. It stinks. But
yeah.
All right. Geico has some commercials. That they got many different versions of commercials, right? But one of their like theme commercials is like, how much do people like saving money with Geico? You know, and they'll have you seen this? You know?
Yes.
All right. You know, like the one just if you're a Houstonian, you like Dikembe Mutombo. You know, it shows him with swatting things, and it's like as much as Dikembe Mutombo like swatting, whatever. So I don't know why I was watching this commercial one day, and I was thinking to myself, it would be cool if they had Buck Cherry on there. You know who Buck Cherry is? The band.
Refresh.
Okay. They sing a song called "All Lit Up Again."
Let's hear the song.
Yeah. Anyways, "All Lit Up Again." The way that the chorus goes is, "I love the cocaine, I love the cocaine."
I have heard it.
So, and I was thinking to myself, how funny would it be if Geico said, how much do people love saving money with Geico? And they had Buck Cherry on there, and they said, as much as Buck Cherry loves cocaine. And
oh, that'll be a good one. Man, I have one bone to pick about that. So I've been shopping a lot on the internet, for Christmas. And they have the pop-ups now. And it says for 20%, for 30%, put your email on, click here for the code. And then in the bottom it says, no thanks, I'd like to say full price or pay full price. So it almost like belittles you if you don't want to be on their email list. Like, no, I'll pay full. It's kind of insulting.
Yeah.
And it makes me angry. And that's my bitch for the week. My bitch
man. That sounds like a first world bitch.
Yeah, it is. That's one of many.
Kevin, I've been to the gym, this past year, like 3 to 5 times a week. Okay.
So I've been to the gym 3 to 5 times in the last 3 years. Catching up. It's progress.
I see so many people that do things incorrectly. They just do something that doesn't make any damn sense when they're using equipment in there. And I know that I can't say anything to them. And I'm really trying to do it, like in my mind, I want to do it as just a way to help them, like, hey, do it like this, go a lot slower, you can actually use a lot less weight, and it's gonna be way more effective. Or, hey, that's actually not meant to do that,
So
but man,
I've seen Ronnie Coleman work
know,
out. He does dumbbell presses with curls of like 20 pounds. He's one of the biggest dudes out there.
When I see people doing things incorrectly at the gym, my first reaction is that, I wish somebody that they would listen to would help them, because I feel bad that they're doing something that really makes them look idiotic to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Why not help?
Because here's what I was going to say. No matter how poorly or incorrectly somebody is doing something at the gym, they never want to be told that they're doing it incorrectly.
Yeah, I like the guy that's just on here, and I secretly put my Santa suit back on. He's just hitting them like this, just hitting it. And you're like, dude, slow down. You're gonna throw something out. You're gonna hurt yourself.
I've seen people do that with the lat pull down.
Oh yeah, you're gonna kill yourself.
And then they'll go they'll do versions of it. They'll go, and then behind their back, and I'm like, dude, no, guy, concentrate on pulling it down with just your lat, use a third of the weight that you're using, and just feel yourself come in with your elbows as you're pulling down with the actual muscle,
One of my New Year's resolutions is I'm going to try to get back in the gym and get some weight off. I'm going to have Nico try to hold me accountable. Maybe we can start working out together. But so I want to tell you how out of shape I really am right now. Is that my dad had a surgery. Everything went good. He sat in the hospital for 7 days. So his body's pretty atrophied right now. So I've been going over there and walking with him. And we, each day we're getting a little bit further, building his stamina. And I went over there this morning before the show, and I asked him, I was like, are you sore? He's like, no, I feel good. And I was like, man, he's been in the hospital for 7 days, and he's 70 years old, and I'm sore from the walk, which is just sad to me. My ankles hurt, and I'm gonna shamelessly plug these Jordans right now.
Yeah,
you can see them.
I like these Jordans. I like the black version of these Jordans. A buddy of mine, when I was, I think we were in maybe 6th grade.
These probably aren't the best shoes.
He had the black ones, and I thought, man, I want those. I never got a pair of Jordans when I was younger. I still actually don't ever have a pair of Jordans. I got a pair of Air Force Ones, but I never got a pair of Jordans.
We need to get you a pair of Jordans.
Yeah, I just, I'm so cheap. This will go back to you. You're telling me I'm cheap. When it comes to my children, I'm not cheap. When it comes to spending on myself, I am definitely like, where is Marshalls or TJ Maxx or Ross? That's where I'm going,
It makes a lot of sense to me now because I bought these shoes because these are the shoes I wanted back in, I think, 95 when these came out, but my dad wouldn't buy them for me. And now I understand why, is especially with my friends having kids, how much stuff costs these days. You almost have to sacrifice and deny that. But we're getting pretty close. Nico, you wanna take us out, do some shout outs for Christmas? Or
yeah, you know what, man, let's do this. Let's say Merry Christmas to all of our viewers out there. Anybody who has supported us, whether it's been on our social media or on YouTube, definitely appreciate the subscribers. And everybody that's been somebody we've interviewed on the show, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yes, definitely. From the JAK Show, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all our guests. Merry Christmas to you, Nico. Merry Christmas to everybody in the world, man. It's a great time of year. I'm off till the end, till January 3rd or 4th, so wow. It's going to be good. All employees are off, so we're having a good extended holiday. And Merry Christmas. Please subscribe. Please keep watching. We'll see you on New Year's Eve for sure.